Hey everybody, this is Randall for Flompton Famous. What you see behind me is our next step in our backyard nursery business. I recently discussed with Michelle as we were driving back from a plant selling event, we needed a way to haul the camper and haul more plants to a plant sale because people like figs. So we discussed and decided that a utility trailer is something that we should upgrade and buy for our farm slash nursery business. How we came to decide on buying this utility trailer was we had to weigh a couple of factors. One, how much do plants weigh whenever they're potted in pots and have been well watered before you put them into a trailer to haul them down the road. So weight was a big factor. It was also brought to my attention that if you only have one axle and you have a blowout, it could be dangerous. So needless to say, we went with the 7,000 pound gross vehicle weight of this 7x14 utility trailer with the double axles. If we would have went with single axle, we'd only had about 2,000 pounds of hauling capacity, which may have gotten us by, but it's way more comfortable to haul in a more prepared trailer such as this. So one of the things I liked about this trailer was this little spoiler that they have right here on the back. I like to call it a little porch. But right here is LED porch lights. So you can turn those on from inside the trailer whenever you've got power hooked up to the trailer. And we can work outside of here loading plants up at night. So I kind of like that feature. One of the things we're going to utilize is a table kind of like this that has 4x4 goat fencing over the top and then regular welded wire fence under the bottom as a support to put our 4x4 plants in that we carry to the fig swaps. And I'm essentially selling mostly figs. I have other things, other types of fruit that I sell also. So I took some treated lumber that we had from a prior project and I repurposed it into this. So we've got 4 foot wide across here, and then I've measured the width of the trailer, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And then I built the table to just be able to roll right up into and out of the cargo trailer. So I've got casters on the bottom. I've got about maybe $30 invested into this just from supplies that I had laying around. To give you a better understanding of what I'm talking about, these are the tables I use inside the greenhouse, and they hold our 4x4 tree pots that we plant all of our figs in. These happen to be apples that are waiting to be grafted, and they hold them right there at a usable height, and I don't have to bend down the ground. And customers, whenever they come up to buy plants, they don't want to bend down and look and try to find the plant they're looking for. So I built a taller table. As you see here, I've got some 3-gallon pots underneath this table, and those apple grafts are healing up and just starting to get established. But along the back here, I've got some fig trees that are in 3-gallon pots, and I measured them, and they're about 30 inches tall. So I need to be able to utilize that space underneath the table to store more plants in. While looking around for trailers, I noticed that some of them had particle board flooring in them. Happens to be that this is solid plywood. I like the solid plywood better. But since we're going to be rolling plants in and out of here and hauling them around town, there's a good chance the wood on the bottom is going to get wet. Watering the plants up before shipping them out the next day. Water them before they go back into if they're at a plant sale, and then dirt falling on the ground, getting ground in, stuff like that. Anyway, long story short, plywood and water, not a good idea. We want to be able to protect that. I happen to have used one of these garage epoxy kits in one of my prior projects inside the barn I built out in my office and that I'm currently building out in the bathroom. This is really easy, and I had no problem going with this type of flooring again. Epoxy protects really well. So whenever I research on how to do the flooring of this, some people will say sand it because the epoxy soaks up in the wood quite a bit. So some people also put down a primer beforehand. I've got about 100 square foot of room in here, and I've got about a 200 to 250 square foot kit here. So if I want to go back and put down a second coat, I can do that. Whenever I was putting it down in my barn, I went back the next day. The epoxy I still had in the bag was still wet and still usable. So in the bag is not such a fast curing time, especially when you have a cool day out. If it was a 100-degree day, I'm sure it would have set up and it would have been a big mess. Let's go ahead and get started, and we're going to bring you along and show you everything that we're going to do to convert this trailer into something we can haul plants in. All right, guys, all that 50 minutes cutting in, painting, rolling out, throwing the chips out. I used a whole bag of chips. I like a lot of chips on my paint job. I think it looks good. I got a little heavy right here and here by accident, but no big deal. One of the things I do like about this epoxy, if you make a mistake somewhere, you just cover it up with paint chips. We've got some lessons learned, some stuff that I'm implementing, and hopefully pass on to you guys that maybe help you out a little bit down the road if you're looking to haul some plants in bulk. The standard width of the racks that I have in my greenhouse is 4 foot because, like I previously said, our fence is a 4 foot tall goat wire fence with 4x4 holes that perfectly hold those pots in there. So I built a mobile rack that serves two purposes. One, I can wheel it up and down the ramp because everything is on casters. I got the casters at Harbor Freight, and I went with, I think it's the 200 or 300 pound casters, and I had problems with these over the weekend where one of the wheels no longer wants to turn properly. So I'm gonna have to beef up the wheels. That's a little lesson learned, is don't go cheap, go heavy duty. Harbor Freight might not be the answer. May have to go to some more reputable brands that make a little better caster. Number two is the height under this table is about 36, 37 inches. And that's because all the trees that are in 3-gallon pots, I can store them under the rack after it's already rolled up into the trailer here. Now, how I built this is I cut my 4 boards first. And you'll see later on in the video, I'm going through the process to kind of just give you a quick look at the process of building one of these rack systems. But this board is about 47 inches. And then the board down the sides are 78 inches. Very important that you put brace boards across the middle that keeps these outer boards from drawing in under pressure with all the weight that's going to be put down on these. I learned the hard way that you have to have a brace board in the middle, because I built one, I didn't think I needed a brace board. I get the rack half full and the boards are bowing in and the bottom is bulking down really bad. So brace boards. Matter of fact, I put 2 boards here, so I have split this rack into thirds. Make sure you put brace boards on the corners of your legs so that when you roll it in, so you can push it this way and these brace boards will support, or you can push it from the long end and these brace boards will support. I use a 1x6 on the bottom, set the table on it, and I put a heavy duty nail attaching this board up into these 3x4 legs that I have here. You can use any size leg you want. You can even just use 2x4s. I think it'll be plenty to support the weight here. All these boards are recycled out of an old garden project that I had in the front yard. So I'm just using the materials I had on hand. You don't necessarily have to use a 3x4 inch post. It's just what I had laying around. So that's the basics. My posts here are 36-inch posts. And then I give you the measurements on the perimeter boards. Let's take a little closer look. All right, since I got it laying on the bottom, I went and got my welded wire fence. Ideally, this should have went on first, cut my holes in the wire, and then nailed my legs on. Since I didn't do that, I'm gonna have to cut holes and then work this over the legs and then nail this on. All right, on the bottom, I used 2x4 welded wire fence that I had from the project, and I just stapled that around the bottom of the board. One of the things that helps secure this wire is when you bend it over the end and then you put staples along the side, because if you put it straight on, staples will want to put back out. But if you bend that wire over the edge and then put a staple in, it pulls against a staple and not trying to pull the staple out. So just come along and bend this wire down, and this will help stabilize it. All right, now I got 2 52-inch 2x6s. All this is built out of 2x6 boards, just in case I didn't mention that earlier. So what we're going to do is just center this up, and then we're going to put a couple of heavy-duty nails down through these boards and into these legs to help stabilize it. When we're pushing, it doesn't create a weak point by using weak nails or some kind of a weak joint. Not a project complete without saying, that ain't going anywhere. We're back. Okay, so I took a 10-foot 2x4 and I cut a 45-degree, flipped it over the other direction. After I made this cut, flip it over, move it down, come off the top point, come down 30 inches, and about right there, cut the 45. So I now have 8 30-inch 45 brace boards. now that we've got it flipped over, wires on, brace boards on, little lesson learned. You can run the boards to the bottom of the board. You don't have to run them to the inside. Save some space. I actually mounted the first one to the inside board, and then I realized the correct way I should be doing it. Took it back off and then put it on like this. So it doesn't give up stability, but it adds space so I can slide my pots down in there. All right, so measured 47 inches across. These boards are 5.5 inches thick. So your typical 2x6 dress boards. So off the sawmill, I pulled out a board out of the drying rack, measured them, cut them to fit. We're just going to lay those in there for now and put this one about where it's going to go. And then we bring in the wire. Time to roll it out and put some plants on.